Coming up, Albert Pujols hits home run number 703, and Aaron Judge is still waiting for number 62. This is Locked On Game to Game MLB.
Every game, every team, every angle. Locked On Game to Game, your team every day.
You're listening to Locked On Game to Game MLB, local experts taking you from game to game last night in Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Jourdan Black, and thank you for making Locked On your first listen every weekday. Despite Albert Pujols hitting career home run number 703 and passing Babe Ruth for second in RBIs, today's contest between the Cardinals and Pirates belonged to Pittsburgh. 4 consecutive walks in the ninth, including one that brought home the game-winning run, helped the Pirates claim this one 3-2. Our Locked On Cardinals host takes us to Pittsburgh.
The Albert Pujols magic continued in Pittsburgh against the Pirates on Monday. Hey, it's JD from Locked On Cardinals, and Albert Pujols is like the Santa Claus of baseball recently. He just keeps giving and giving and giving. After hitting home run number 701 on Saturday and 702 on Sunday, the machine pops number 703 on Monday, and doing so passes the legendary Babe Ruth for sole possession of second place on the all-time RBI list at 2,216, trailing only Hank Aaron in the history of Major League Baseball. At the time, it gave the Cardinals a 2-0 lead, which they inevitably squandered in one of the worst ways possible, walking 4 straight hitters in the bottom of the ninth to lose 3-2. That's a little embarrassing, but this game will be remembered more for another record-breaking moment by Albert Pujols than it will for who won or lost it. For more in-depth Cardinals content, be sure to join us Monday through Friday on Locked On Cardinals.
Aaron Judge kept Yankees fans and baseball fans waiting at least one more night for home run number 62 on Monday, despite everyone around him in the lineup going deep for motivation. The Yankees also won the game, which is most important, and Locked On Rangers and Yankees recap as time winds down for Judge to break that record.
The Rangers avoid giving up history to Aaron Judge and lose in a 2-run game as opposed to a 1-run game, and somehow avoid being no-hit. I'm Bryce Paddock, host of the Locked On Rangers podcast. The Rangers lose 3-1 in this one and do not allow a home run to Aaron Judge. He went 1 for 4 with a single and a strikeout in a game where Martin Perez pitched beautifully in his 6 innings of 1-run ball. 5 walks allowed, 5 hits, and again, this was the quintessential Martin Perez game because he allowed a lot of base runners but did not allow a whole lot of runs. He has been excellent at limiting the home run, coming into this game with just half a home run per 9 innings. It did not seem likely that Aaron Judge was going to hit his 62nd home run of the season against Martin Perez because, again, he's been so effective, and Aaron Judge has been very ineffective against the changeup, and Martin Perez has one of the best left-handed changeups in all of Major League Baseball. He finishes the season with a 2.89 ERA, which is the first sub-3 ERA for any Texas Rangers qualified starter since Yu Darvish back in 2013. The Rangers were in danger of getting no hit in this one, but of course the Rangers were able to come through late in this game with a single from Josh Young to break up the no-hitter in the 8th inning, a single on a line drive to the left fielder Marwin Gonzalez, and some thought that maybe Rangers pitcher Jonathan Hernandez, who had not allowed a single home run this year, I thought before this game, well, maybe this is the time he allows his first home run, and maybe it's to Aaron Judge. But no, he did allow his first home run, but it was not to Aaron Judge. It was to the batters ahead of and directly behind Aaron Judge in Marwin Gonzalez hitting 9th and Giancarlo Stanton hitting 2nd in this order. The Rangers were able to avoid the no-hitter and able to avoid the 1-run loss, but still end up with their 97th loss of the season. For more, check out the Locked On Rangers podcast.
This is Stacey Gotsoulias of Locked On Yankees. The Yankees beat the Rangers 3-1. They hit 2 home runs, and neither were by Aaron Judge. The funniest part about the Yankees' 2 home runs was that they surrounded Aaron Judge. Marwin Gonzalez was 9th in the lineup. He hits a home run. Judge makes an out. Giancarlo Stanton, number 2 in the lineup, hits a home run. So he was part of a home run sandwich. He was home run adjacent. Didn't hit one, but was close to 2 of them. So we're still waiting for number 62. The other big story of the night, Luis Severino, 7 no-hit innings Now, Boone took him out after 94 pitches. Didn't look too happy about that. What are you going to do? But he was looking good. 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk. You love to see it. And Stanton's home run was number 30. Nice round number. So I'll have everything you need to know about this game on the next Locked On Yankees. And we're doing a crossover with Locked On Rangers because the Yankees are playing the Rangers. So why not?
Coming up, the Phillies are headed to the playoffs and Hunter Greene dominates the Cubs. This is Locked On Game to Game. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for football betting information this season. You can find all of the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth articles and analysis for any game you want. As always, BetOnline remains your continued source for all of your sports wagering information with live betting and up-to-the-minute scores for every sport out there. So head to BetOnline.net or use your mobile device to learn more about it. BetOnline, it's where the game starts. Welcome back to Locked On Game to Game MLB. Thanks for making Locked On MLB your first listen every weekday. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, Hunter Greene finally snapped the Reds' losing streak against the Cubs to start the last series of the season on a high note in Cincinnati. Our Locked On Reds and Cubs hosts tell you more about that one.
Hunter Greene finishes the year strong, and the Reds avoid 100 losses for now. What's up? This is Jeff Carr from the Locked On Reds podcast, and the Cincinnati Reds get a win to avoid losing every game in the month of October that they have against the Cubs. And Hunter Greene pitched phenomenally well. 8 strikeouts in 6 innings, very efficient as well. The 4th through the 6th innings looked very good. Plus, you had some good days at the plate for Jonathan India. Stuart Fairchild came in for TJ Friedl after Friedl injured himself trying to steal third. And Fairchild legged a single into a double and turned that into another run for the Reds, who end up winning 3-1 on a really wild double play to finish the game. But overall, Alexis Diaz gets his 10th save of the season. That's right, we actually have double-digit saves. They didn't do that last year. Alexis Diaz, it was a little bit of a rough go of it to get that 10th save, but overall, he was able to end it and give the Reds a dub. Now, they still have 2 more games left, and they've got 99 losses. We'll see if they can avoid the big 1-0-0. Make sure you join us on tomorrow's Locked On Reds podcast.
Cubs lose, and the amazing 7-game win streak is over. Hunter Greene, got to tip your cap. 6 shutout innings, 8 Ks. When he's on, he's pretty much unhittable, and he was on today. Hayden Wesneski threw the ball well, which was a main positive. Only gave up 2 earned runs again, and he didn't really get hit all that hard. Cubs had a little rally late. The first 2 guys walked, but then Suzuki lined out to right, and then there was a double play. But Suzuki also swung the bat well today. Can't win them all. Even though this Cubs team has tried to prove that. But I'll tell you, Wesneski, I was a little concerned about this outing. Different ballpark, hitter's ballpark. He threw the ball pretty well again today, and I'll take it as a positive, and hopefully the Cubs can win these last 2 games of the season.
The Rockies and Dodgers kept it close throughout in a battle on the West Coast. Locked On Rockies go over the final in LA.
Rock on Rockies fans, welcome into the Locked On Rockies podcast. Back-to-back solid starts from the Rockies starters as Jose Urena finishes his campaign with a wonderful outing against the Dodgers and a really, really good performance there for the Rockies bullpen as well. They come in and shut the door. Only damage being done on a home run given up there by Jose, but 6 innings, only giving up the 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, finishing the year strong. Young guns for the Rockies come up big in the 9th as well, as Michael Toglia hits in a really surprising and really good so far Sean Bouchard. I mean, he's still striking out a bit, but getting on base quite a bit in terms of walks, base hits, and a clutch base hit there in the 9th, and then driven in by another young Rocky. So as crazy it is, and as bad as the Rockies have looked in this series, still can win this final series in LA, which is something we didn't think we'd say. Breaking it all down right here on Locked On Rockies.
Philadelphia clinched its first playoff berth in 11 years. Aaron Nola was just a couple innings shy of a perfect game as the Phillies shut out the Astros in Houston 3-0 Monday night to seal the deal ahead of the postseason. With a post-game recap, here's our Locked On Phillies and Houston hosts.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Philadelphia Phillies, after 11 years, are going back to the postseason. It took so long. I was in high school. I couldn't drink back Done it. Oh. Whew. Now I gotta take a shower. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Locked On Phillies.
The Angels jumped out to an early lead against the A's in Oakland, but ended up blowing that lead and the game in the end. Locked On Angels tells you how Oakland broke LA's win streak Monday night.
You didn't think we'd finish this season without another appearance from the Angels blowpen, did you? Ah, gotcha. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's John Frisch, one half of Locked On Angels. And of course, the Angels blowpen reared its ugly head in this game against the Oakland A's as they gave up a 4-0 lead after Patrick Sandoval went 6 innings strong and didn't give up a run. That man finishes his season with a 2.91 ERA over almost 149 innings, but he's 6-9 according to the win-loss record. That's why you can't trust wins, friends, because they are not a good indication of how good a pitcher actually is, because you never know who's going to blow it behind the starting pitcher. And in this case, the Angels gave up that 4-run lead and went to extras, and then the A's walked it off 5-4. That snaps a 7-game win streak. They were going for 8, but they didn't get it. Shohei Ohtani does continue his hit streak, 18 games with a 2-run RBI. Obviously, he's incredible. Obviously, he's doing MVP things. Mike and I are going to talk about this game and much more on Locked On Angels, so we hope that you'll join us wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube.
A pitcher's duel in the NL West kept the San Francisco-San Diego game scoreless into the late innings. Our Locked On Giants host tells you how it ended in San Diego.
Really weird game tonight in San Diego. This game was scoreless going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It ended up being 7-4, but the Giants were one swing away from making it 8-7, but they do lose. Ben Kaspick with the Locked On Giants podcast. The games are ultimately meaningless, but the Giants are 80-80, and so they are going to have a chance to finish at 500, above 500, or below 500, depending on how the next 2 games go. In this particular game, in terms of looking towards the future, Sean Jelly with another really nice relief appearance, a multiple inning relief appearance, had 8 strikeouts. I think he went 4 or 5 innings and ends the season very much on a high note. He ultimately was pretty impressive here for the Giants. And then coming up tomorrow, there seems to be some uncertainty as to whether or not Carlos Rodon is going to make his final start of the year. We had a report from Susan Slusser, who talked to Scott Boras, Rodon's agent, that basically Boras is pushing for Jourdan to be shut down, which is kind of weird and unusual for an agent to publicly say that. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But, you know, a lot riding on Carlos Rodon's left arm here. And so it would make sense to shut him down. But we'll find out, and we'll break all of it down tomorrow on Locked On Giants, where it's your team every day.
Well, that's all for today on Locked On Game to Game MLB. Thanks for making Locked On MLB your first listen every weekday. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Make your next listen your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Jourdan Black, and this has been Locked On Game to Game.